Let's do that over again. Cheers, sir.
All right. Cheers.
Nostrovia. Oh, it's janky. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 6 of Popcast. My name is Christian.
And I am Everett. How you guys doing? Episode 6, Chris.
Very, very, very good. Episode 6.
And 6.
I am a little under the weather right now, so excuse my wheezing, deep voice, and coughs.
Sound like I'm sitting next to Groot.
I am.
Nice.
Yeah.
So episode 6, in exactly 660 weeks, we'll have the 666th episode where we'll talk about The Exorcist. We're saving that.
Oh, yes.
I was thinking, I wanted to ask you something right away, because I was in a conversation with somebody else about it. Do you say horror movies or horror movies?
Horror.
Horror. I do too, yeah.
Because I feel like probably when I was younger, I said horror.
I did as well.
And someone was like, "You dirty little bitch," thinking I was talking about dirty flicks. And yeah, so I never let my mom live that down.
Oh my God!
I'm
All
just
right,
kidding. I love you, Linda.
All right. Oh, that's the story. I do say horror. I used to say horror, and then it just didn't sound right. Someone was like talking about it, like you wouldn't.
Horror.
Yeah. Oh, the horror.
Oh,
the horror.
horror.
Yeah, the horror.
The horror.
From Apocalypse Now. The horror.
So before we get into this episode, a few things. We did just release our newest short film, Annex 2, and it is right up there. Click the link. Watch it before you watch this or watch it after this. Just make sure you watch it, comment, like, and fucking share it to everyone you think would enjoy it.
I think this is my favorite project we've put out in a while. I would say since All Men Can Be Monsters.
Yeah.
Although I really like the short film that you and Kayla shot, Nightmare Lullaby.
Okay.
That film scares the shit out of me.
It was so simple, too.
I know, but you know what? That's what horror is. And I mean, like, yeah, we had a running scene in Annex 2 and then a little running scene in that, but just the vibe, everything about how you guys shot that. It's very unnerving.
Thank you.
And that's what I think is so effective in some horror of, you know, it doesn't have to be bloody. It doesn't have to be these pop-out gags and this music and all sorts. Like, I felt very weird watching it. Like, I don't like when sometimes I'll watch our films, like I'll have them streamed on the TV while I'm cooking or something, just as background noise, and whatever. I might as well support us before I support, you know, other filmmakers.
Amen.
And it's sometimes like that shrill that you added towards the end plays, and I get all kind of creeped out. I'm like, oh.
Is it because it's me in drag?
No, I put that in the back of like that.
Vault.
That's like Eternal Sunshine. I went through the Jim Carrey operation. I just totally forgot that's you. But you know what? I've seen some clips of Louis Anderson, rest in peace, as Zach Galifianakis' mom on Baskets. Yeah. It's actually like a good performance.
Yeah, he does a good job on it.
I think because it's very important that an actor, whoever's doing it, they have to be in on the joke. Mm-hmm. You know,
speaking of,
and to tie that back in with Annex 2 and stuff, we had our one actor, John, in it dancing, and it easily could have flopped right away. But I think that he was so dedicated to the bit, and you did a great job editing it, of cutting up the joke so it wasn't just 1 minute of this man dancing.
He kind of blew me away with his dance moves.
Yeah.
I think that was the first thing I said to him. Then I was like, "All right, John, like, do your thing, man."
You looked at me because I had it in the script, but it wasn't really dancing. It was like montage shots of like him vacuuming, him here. We did one thing we didn't end up shooting where it was going to be like a really close angle of John's face, like wiping one speck off of glass with like Windex. And you're like, you know, dancing, and that would be fun. You found this music. What's the band again?
Oh, shit.
We Are Game?
No. No.
That's not them?
No, I will put it right here.
Oh. Ooh.
So go check this band out.
Okay.
I can't think of the name right now. I'm sorry, guys. But we just downloaded another song from them that we're potentially using on a future episode, or a future short, rather.
The music gives it such a different
really
vibe.
Good.
Yeah, the music's good, but in this, like, it kind of cut the tone down a little bit.
Right.
Like I saw in some of the comments, people were saying like it's very atmospheric, and I love that.
I've been getting a lot of comments on the Facebook about
Oh yeah,
the music.
I don't use the Facebook. Why? What are they saying?
Just that the tone of the short and the music that we used were really good.
Nice.
They enjoyed it.
That's awesome. I'm glad that it shows. My one nitpick that I noticed as a first AD on set is we let John's badge turn one time, and we saw the back of it.
It was so much going on.
I should have just taped that to him or something. But
Yeah,
I think it would have made me laugh a little bit more because if you look closely, the badge photo that John is wearing in Annex 2 is an actual photo of him from like 18 years ago.
It's his high school. It wasn't 18 years, was it? No.
I don't know. It looks young. It looks like a totally different person.
This is senior picture.
Because he doesn't have a beard, but it's just a little joke, you know? Sprinkle that humor in throughout.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of it. I love it.
Yeah, it's a fun short.
So we're definitely looking to...
And Guy.
Oh, yeah.
Guy's performance, even though he's not in it as long as we should have him in the next one, but their chemistry together was great.
Yeah. Hopefully we can continue this because we have episode 3 and 4 planned out. Like, we're hoping to get to it, and just the things that we want to do with this project is such a more grandiose scope than what you guys have seen so far. Like, we're literally with Annex 1, which myself is in with Kayla, and then the second one with John and Guy. We really have such great plans to interweave these, and I don't want to speak too much and hype anything up that we can't deliver, but I'm really looking forward to this project.
If we could pull off what we want to pull off, they're going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
But, I mean, a little, I guess, info right now. Info, what would be the word? I'm losing my mind. News. So, we've been wanting to be filmmakers for forever, and we've been working together for 7-8 years now.
It's been a decent chunk.
So recently we were like, let's try to build an audience on YouTube. Let's try to focus on YouTube as much as we can and put out shorts left and right. And we started in our little journey. We had 1,000 subscribers. We're up to like 1,600 now, and we had 3,000 hours to go for monetization, and now we're down to 330 more hours we need before we could do that.
It's insane.
So
it happens so fast.
Pretty please, if you are watching this, share all of our shorts on whatever platform you use, social media.
Truth Social.
Fuck it, yeah. If you're on Truth Social, Rumble, share that shit. We actually have a few shorts on Rumble.
Oh yeah,
they're not doing great. I don't know the infrastructure of Rumble yet.
Okay.
In order to share it, you know what I mean?
I hear you.
So we have like 3 views, which I didn't share them at all. So they got those 3 views organically. I don't know how, but it's a new platform. Why not take advantage of it?
That's fine. I'm writing it down and giving links to as many people as I possibly can at this point, and I've been trying to step up on Twitter. I
am not on Twitter.
I like Twitter. The information is very fast. It's up to date, and I mean, the one thing is, like, if you're not on it enough, you could go to someone's profile and see like they tweeted something and be like, "What the hell are you even talking about? Like what?" But if you're in the now, the only thing that bothers me with Twitter is I see people watching movies. Like, they'll use hashtag now watching, like they're watching a film, but they're on Twitter, they're on their phone. And there was a TED Talk I watched from like this physics professor, and he was going in talking about just like the process of like learning and how your brain is like the only processor for information that we have. And like when you're looking at your phone, you're not watching the movie, you're not really taking it in. That's my only gripe with social media is like, I enjoy watching a movie in a movie theater because there's no phone. It's dark. Everyone shut up and face this way, and let's all watch the movie together.
Right.
That's my bash on some social media, but I'm on Twitter, so I'm trying to, in between,
with that being said,
when I'm not watching movies, I'm active on Twitter.
What's your Twitter handle?
It's at E Louster, just the letter E. I've apparently had this for over 11 years or something. I've been on there a long time, but I barely have 400 tweets, but I'm trying. I really am trying to like engage with people, and it irks me. Like, I thought the film community would be like actively like.
Have you gotten any comments from sharing our shorts?
Yeah, actually I found a couple people that just, came out of the gray, and I was like, oh, because that's how it is. It's like, I think film community and art period should be a quid pro quo type of system where I will watch your short film and I will give you feedback.
Careful with that in this Harvey Weinstein era.
Okay. All right. I was like, why? What do you mean? But I mean, sometimes like I see people like will spam my posts and send music or something and just be like, oh, check out my song. I will listen to it.
Right.
And I will give you feedback. And whether it's good or bad or constructive for you, I mean, that's what you
have to
get.
have the right mentality for that. You have to find the people who have the same mentality as that to do that. I mean, it's even with like ratios and everything like that. If you have 1,000 followers, just be prepared for 1% to respond to it.
That's fine.
Which is nice to have a lot more followers, because then 1% turns out to be 10,000 if you have 1 million.
Yeah.
But do you ever tag like celebrities, like filmmakers or actors or anything like that?
Not really. I think
you should try it. You should go challenge. Go 1 week and tag or at as many filmmakers as you can and see if we get any response from them.
Okay.
That'd be a fun little experiment.
I'll try it. I mean, to be honest, the people that I want to reach out to on Twitter isn't like Quentin Tarantino.
Right.
I don't
even think he has. He actually has it.
Excuse me. I'm not hoping that he's going to reach out to us, but I like, you know what? We both pay for IMDb Pro, like the editor, an EP, someone in the lighting department. I want to genuinely talk. Not that I'm trying to use these people in any magnitude.
No. But you're getting someone who's in the industry and actually has.
And I want to talk about film. I think we view this podcast as the same thing. As, you know what? If it gets 100 views or 100,000, I know for a fact that the people watching it are interested in film.
So
I should hope. Or stalking us.
So I'm not on Twitter, but I'm on Facebook. Like, I don't use Facebook as a personal page or anything like that. The only thing I do on Facebook is promote our shit or go on like groups.
Thank you.
So like movie groups or anything like that. And I've actually made a good amount of friends that are independent filmmakers, the same as us.
Cool.
I'm friends with Ken Foray on Facebook. He accepted me.
From Kenan and Kel?
Oh, yeah, of course.
I know, he was the dad on Dawn of the Dead, yeah. Cool.
One of my favorite characters on one of my favorite shows growing up.
Yeah.
And Kel.
That's awesome.
But I mean, Facebook friends is not that big a deal. But I do, like, I have frequent conversations with other independent filmmakers. So
nice.
It's nice, and like Black Magic page, like just having conversations with people who use the same.
For
camera,
someone that
really
might not know what is that? I know what it is. Black Magic. You just said it, so someone might be like, "What the hell is that?"
We're actually shooting on right now.
The Black Magic.
Black Magic Design, I think it is. They make cameras. They make great cameras.
Camera.
We're shooting on the Black Magic Pocket Cinema Camera 6K right now, but we're shooting in 1080p. The very first episode we shot of this podcast, I made the mistake of shooting it in 6K and like
it's still uploading.
in QO resolution. Yeah. So it was like I think the whole hour was maybe close to a fucking terabyte, and it took forever to export and upload to YouTube.
Hopefully we're doing better now.
We're learning.
Christian, I was like, Brighton my setup. You can't see my gremlin stuff in the background. When I rewatch this, I mean, I know some people are watching it while driving, so it's not so much a visual stimulant where it is audio, but Christian's got all these cool knickknacks on his side of the set, and I don't have any knickknacks. I got one gremlin statue, and it was fucking dark.
I think eventually we're gonna, if we continue to do this like we plan on doing and we've been doing, I think we're gonna put a little bit more effort and money into the set and switch things around. So
on that note, this is the first episode since episode 1 that the poster's back.
Yeah.
We got some gaffer tape.
So yeah, I hung it up the first time with those little like strips that you get at Walmart.
Yeah, in the home goods
Yeah,
section.
and these walls aren't connected, so like one side would fall off, and it fell. And now I just put one single piece of gaff tape hanging over the wall, and it seems to be working. Fingers crossed.
Thank the
Knock
Lord.
on wood.
It's looking amazing. I want to talk about one thing real quick.
Can
go
I
ahead.
just say real quick?
Gaffer tape.
Speaking of the gaffer taped poster, Dead County is available to watch on Tubi TV for free. The link is down in the description. If you want to support us, go on to Tubi TV and watch our first feature film. I can tell you that it is nothing like our newest shorts that are on our YouTube right now, but it was our first attempt at a feature film, and we got a distribution deal.
Hell
and
yeah.
we're very proud of that, regardless of how the film came out.
Proud of you.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, yeah, go check that out. Or if you really want to support, the link for the Blu-ray is down there as well. And you can purchase that and have our very first film on Blu-ray. And then when we blow up, you could be like, oh, I supported them from the beginning.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What a dream.
Amen.
Okay, so we got the tape poster, my Gremlins. I know we're gonna
What
get
else
to
is on the agenda?
We're gonna get to the meat of it.
Yes.
One, I just want to say, I went into New York City. I saw the Batman for the second time. I saw it on the IMAX, so I really got to appreciate the good scenes of it. I want to talk maybe a little spoilers, just because it's been a couple weeks. Because now, most of maybe
I'm pretty sure we spoiled it in the first time.
Yeah, we went very light with it. But now I want to bring it up because you literally edited that episode. Because you mentioned that there's a Joker clip in there at the end. I can't pronounce the guy's last name. Barry Kinnigu? Something like an Irish name.
He's in a lot of A24 movies.
Okay. What do you think of the deleted scene of him as Joker that's been going around? It's on YouTube. It's like 5 minutes long if you want to watch it.
So as much as I don't want to see another Joker, it wasn't terrible. It was an interesting take on it. It was different from any other Joker that came out. I'm glad they cut it from the movie. I think they should have cut all of him from the movie, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I didn't need it.
If it was just like something extra on the Blu-ray, cool. If he's just like a background actor or a background character in it, cool. Like whatever. We don't need another Joker. We've already, at least yet, you know. Because it's starting to be too much. It's almost starting to be as like, how many Batmans are we gonna have? DC's, which I don't mind. How DC's going about doing like all these different universes, because then we would have never gotten Joker, which was fucking fantastic. But it's just it's crowding.
Yeah.
The.
I agree. It's too much stuff on the mantle.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you know, one, I will say, the deleted scene is better than what we got in the film.
Oh, hands down.
To where when I saw it in the film, I was like, all right, I guess. I mean, you know, we got it. Like, you know.
Yeah.
But man.
His comparison between Batman and him.
One thing that it seems like he kind of bit off of, and I don't know if it's a question of like shot during the pandemic or something, and I know you didn't see it. Zack Snyder's re-release of Justice League. Right. At the end of that, there's like a nightmare version of Batman Superman where you see Jared Leto's Joker, a reprisal of his role. The way that it's filmed is very rack focused, where we kind of see some of Joker. His features are a little muted, and we see the background, and then it comes into focus of the character. They did that with this Joker, with the Matt Reeves version of the deleted scene.
Basically, he's out of focus the entire scene.
Yeah, I know. And then you see, and then it focuses in on his hands. Yeah. I like the fact that this Joker was like, he enjoyed a nice little acid bath. Yeah. You could tell, I mean, he looks fucking wrecked. His, on Instagram, I saw a thing you might have sent me where it's two images cropped vertically on top of one another. So it's his mouth and his eyes. And, ooh, that boy needs some chapstick. He's looking fucking messed up. Looked like he got stung by bees. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. So was it rack focusy, like going back to the Snyder Cut? Was it rack focusy like his Army of the Dead movie?
Yes. Yeah. And I think it has to do with pandemic era issues because...
So did Snyder...
real quick, I know they shot Leto by himself in the re-release of Justice League. Right. He was just there. And then they got whoever else in, like, all right, let's film his scene and edit it. Like, Ben Affleck and Jared Leto were not on set together, as far as my knowledge is concerned. Right. Which I appreciate. Like, that's awesome. Like,
It seems to be a trend for him.
Well, you know what? That's going to be the future of filmmaking.
Oh, it is
like, we
already.
don't give a shit if we got both of them. Like, imagine
Fincher
if
does
Michael
that.
Mann filmed Heat without Al Pacino and De Niro, and they're billing it, and it's like, for the first time, two legends on screen. Well, you know.
Well, Fincher does that a lot. Not so much like he'll film something days ahead of time, but he'll take. He's so meticulous with his shots that he'll take one frame, like one segment of the frame from one shot that he likes, and cut it together with a segment of another take.
Okay.
And like just works it together perfectly. But Snyder did that with Army of the Dead. Is that the name of it? Army of the Dead?
Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah.
Because there's another one.
pilot.
I think it's Army of Thieves. Or something.
Yeah. It's like a prequel, right?
Yeah, it's
which I thought was. I haven't seen it yet, but
Yeah.
I thought that was a pretty cool concept. You go from like a horror zombie movie in the same universe. It's more of like
It was a
comedy
good character
drama.
too. That it's based on the
the
Dieter or Dieter or something. The
Yeah.
guy, the safecracker. He was fun. I legit laughed at that movie. I'm a sucker for zombie movies, so I mean, normally I'm aboard, and I like Zack Snyder, so I enjoyed it.
I forget her
Didn't love
name. The comedian that plays the pilot. I can't remember her name, but originally, and they shot the entire movie with Chris D'Elia as the pilot. Oh. And that whole controversy happened with Chris D'Elia, like grooming little kids and shit.
Oh my god!
So he filmed what's her name, the comedian that is in the movie, on a green screen for every shot that she's in. So that entire movie, every scene that she's in, she is interacting with nobody.
Wow.
It's fucking incredible. Like, there's a whole behind the scenes of it, like showing like how.
You know, I do remember when I saw like set photos of it with Dave Bautista and some of the mercenaries or whatever they were playing. That Chris D'Elia was in that. I totally didn't even realize he didn't make the cut.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, that's the last time we bring him up on our show.
You would never, you would never know. It was done so well. And they were shot months apart. It's fucking phenomenal that they pulled that off.
That's awesome. Well, you know what? To guide it back to us real quick, we kind of did some cheating filmmaking angles like that. In Dead County, there's a scene with our safe. I think it's impressive.
Yeah, well, yeah, but we had to do that out of necessity.
Real quick, just to surmise,
and it didn't work as well as Army of the Dead.
Yeah, okay. Well, anyways, in Dead County, in our movie, there's a safe house that myself and Kevin's character, Ben, go into, and it's a dilapidated house. So that's location one. Then we also used interior of a museum and a third location, which was Christian's actual apartment.
Yep.
So in that scene, it does look like it's just one building, but it is three different locations.
Yeah.
So I'm proud of us, because I knew it would fit. I was like, fuck it, all the buildings are white and brown, just cram them together.
So I knew I was eventually leaving that apartment, and I said, fuck it, let's make this thing look dingy as shit. And we spray painted the walls, and we got that chalk spray paint, which is supposed to wipe off with water. 2 walls wiped off perfectly clean. The blue paint, however, we sprayed bitch over the longest wall in the apartment. Oop. And it did not come out. Kayla and I had to repaint the whole wall twice because it was bleeding through.
Thankfully, the writer wasn't on set that day.
Yeah. So that was an ordeal. But fun fact, behind the scenes stuff. If you buy the Blu-ray, by the way, there is an entire behind the scenes video. I think it's like 40 minutes long.
Holy Christmas.
And there's also DVD commentary.
I love
the two
that.
of us watching the movie and talking about
I enjoy DVD commentary.
So there are some fun stuff, fun extra stuff on the Blu-ray.
I think we did a good job with it, because DVD commentary, whether director or whoever the hell they got talking over the picture, it should be informative, somewhat funny, and clear. Like, you can hear us talking.
Yeah.
I actually haven't rewatched it. Why would I watch? That's too meta for me. Watching my movie and the commentary over.
Too much.
Like, Everett, you did good.
We filmed it. We filmed ourselves right here, actually, in a different setup. But so for some reason, the footage wouldn't transfer, so I just ripped the audio from it, and there's audio on it. The audio's over the actual movie now, though. So
is it? Okay.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Dark Side Releasing did that. They put them together, so there is obviously a visual to it. But
cool.
Yeah. But anyway,
Before last thing, because it just happened today, we record our podcast every Wednesday. This will be released and you will watch it on a Friday. So as it stands right now, Bruce Willis just retired from acting. That's really,
it's sad.
One, I will say, yes, it's sad. It's horrible that anyone would have to go through that, but it's also a relief. There's too much saturation in the film industry of Bruce Willis movies.
You don't really have like Amazon or Netflix or anything like that, right?
I mean, yeah, a little bit, but I know
Amazon?
No, not Amazon.
I don't think you know or have seen how many movies he has been doing lately.
I go through his filmography and I was like, ooh, yeah.
And it's not good.
No, I know. That's what's...
It's Bruce Willis, bro. Mm-hmm. You were one of the biggest stars in Hollywood, and now you're pulling in, and no offense to him, you're pulling in Eric Roberts.
Yeah.
You're just doing everything that's thrown at you, oversaturating your market. Mm-hmm. But regardless, it is like, and it's not just sad that he's quitting. It's fucked up what's happening to him.
Yeah.
What is it called again?
Aphasia,
yeah. It's like a communicative.
Yeah, cognitive. You're cognitive, like understanding speech, and
you can't speak.
That's horrible. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. We could save the horror thing. Do you want to go into some Bruce Willis for a minute while it's like topical?
Fuck it.
Okay. I think Die Hard is a 10 out of 10 and probably the best action movie ever to be made.
You mean Christmas movie?
Christmas movie? Yeah, it's great. Man.
Yippee-ki-yay.
I love it. Character, fantastic. Location, supporting cast of villains. Alan Rickman's
perfect.
Top tier. Hans Gruber in that. And also, if you ever look at it, watch the first 5 minutes again. In screenplay format, the screenwriters give you so much information at rapid fire. It's a plane landing, so he's fish out of water. You see the badge and the gun, learn his job. Then you see him with the stuffed animal, and he doesn't have his car, so he's kind of like getting brought somewhere, and he's trying to win somebody back over. It's a lot of information to actually successfully give in a movie. Visuals. And it's never mentioned. They literally... It's such a lean running movie where it's like he's divorced, he's got problems, he's a cop, and here you go.
It's a perfect example of show don't tell.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think a lot of people would appreciate. Like, I just wanted to point it out on our podcast if someone was watching. Like, it's very well done. A lot of movies will waste time, chat, and then you get to the action. I mean, it's good. I love that movie. The sequel's not so much.
No? I like the one with Justin Long.
Okay.
Just because I like Justin Long. Okay. He's like him and Adam Sandler. Mm-hmm. I love everything they're in.
I wish I knew the book's name. Die Hard is based on a book.
Oh, I don't know.
And it was struggling to get produced.
Die Easy.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Live Easy.
And if you ever look up like a behind the scenes making of the end scene where the helicopter explodes and he runs to jump, it's shot with a miniature. It's literally just, and it does like a cute little noise. It's like, boop, someone flicked it. And we're like, yeah.
So is the elevator scene where the bomb goes off and the flames go up. That was filmed on a miniature set, too. What they did is they tapered off the bottom of it to make it look like it was deeper than it was.
Okay.
And they just shot a flame.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, they did a fantastic job. The movie holds up.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's funny.
Very. It's action-packed.
Yeah.
Action-packed.
We just did a Tarantino episode, so we really dug in. Like I said, I think Butch is the best character in Pulp Fiction. It's probably one of his best roles. What do you think of Unbreakable and Glass? Like what he did with M. Night Shyamalan?
I haven't seen either.
Really?
I've seen Unbreakable.
Okay.
I just haven't seen it
recently
with a mature mind.
Okay.
And I didn't see Glass because I heard really bad reviews, and I wanted Split to stay.
Oh.
Good.
Okay. I didn't think it was that bad. I think Unbreakable has a great color palette because there's a lot of colors going in there. Well, there's like, I don't even want to go into it. Then, if are you gonna possibly rewatch it soon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay. Well, it's basically like, kind of has like that touch thing.
I know the premise of it. Okay. Like I remember bits and
every
pieces.
character that he happens to brush upon is in a very bright color. So like we see someone in an bright orange, and it ties into how Samuel L. Jackson's character is always wearing purple in it. That's his character, Mr. Glass. And actually, I didn't think the Glass sequel was terrible. I would watch it. James McAvoy is reprising his role, but he was fantastic in Split.
Oh my God, so good.
Yeah, man.
He played so many characters in it.
Etc.
Etc.
Yeah. It was crazy. It was a good and you know what? There's some messed up stuff going on in Split.
Yeah.
Buried in there with
did Split? No, Split definitely came out after Witch, right? I had to have.
Yeah, you might be right.
Yeah.
It might be 2016.
I was trying to think of which one.
Split.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Anna Taylor-Joy?
It was Anya.
Is it? Okay. I don't know. I have a crush on her. She's beautiful. Ma'am. Yeah.
I did not enjoy Last Night in Soho. Edgar Wright, I love you, man, but the last two.
Was she in that?
Yeah, she's the main character. Well, one of them. But it was really good in like the first half hour, and then it just kind of dwindled down. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah.
Fucking Sixth Sense.
Oh, we're kicking it with Bruce Willis still, right?
I'm just thinking.
No, okay, yeah, because I know you don't have your phone up. Sixth Sense, man, that's fantastic. But
one of the pivotal twist endings in cinema.
Yeah, seriously. Trying to think of I know towards the end, Bruce got really difficult to work with. Like he was in the Expendables movie.
I've heard that.
With Sylvester Stallone, which, by the way, each subsequent Expendables sequel gets worse and worse than the last. First of all, to that film studio,
they meant to be good though.
Yeah, you know what? Well, to that film studio, this fucking audacity you people had to line up all these big action stars: Sylvester Stallone, Schwarzenegger, John Statham, Dolph Lundgren, and be like PG-13. What would make it PG-13? Fuck you. Yeah. How dare you?
Yeah, how dare you?
You know what we want.
Yeah.
I don't want to see jokes from Jet Li and Jason Statham. I want to see violence. I want to see a man killed.
I want to see Rambo-esque violence.
Exactly.
The remake, not the remake, but the newest sequel to Rambo. Dude.
They did a fifth one, just so you know. I know which one you're talking about. Okay. The one where they're in Burma.
Yeah, not the newest one where he has like the barn and shit in the snow. Yeah, I haven't seen that.
The fourth one, man, that movie is insane.
When he's on the fucking machine gun on the car and fucking shoot. The dude's in the car and shoots his fucking head off. Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's what the fans want.
Yes.
It just drives me nuts that they would.
Apparently, I'm trying to think of what they worked on together, and I can't think of it. But I know that Kevin Smith said that he would never work with him again.
That's your favorite Die Hard. Die Hard, the fourth one, with Justin Long.
Directed that?
He's in it.
Yeah, he's a nerd with the. Yeah, but he directed it.
No.
Oh,
I'm saying
he directed him in something. I gotta look it up.
Really?
I'll look it up later.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not too sure.
I'm almost positive. I saw somewhere that Kevin Smith said he would never work with him again.
It could have been from that.
It could have been,
to be honest, because I'm like rapid fire in Kevin Smith's filmography, and there's no way he's in it. Clerks, Clerks 2, Jersey Girl, Chasing Amy, Dogma, Tusk. Yeah, he's not in any of that. That's the only time I've ever seen them interact is where he plays the nerd, the wizard, or whatever.
I have to look it up. I'll revisit it in the next episode.
You know, that fourth Die Hard, when it came out in like 2000 whatever, was amazing to me. Yeah. I loved it.
I loved it too.
Rewatch.
I wasn't kidding. I
was gonna say you got to rewatch it because it does. Michael Shannon's the. No, it's Timothy Olyphant is the villain. Yeah, they kind of look.
And then what's her name? Maggie Q's in it.
Okay.
Kicking ass.
Yeah. It was the last good, and this is funny if you want to kick some knowledge around here. The fourth Die Hard film is rated PG-13, but he says yippee-ki-yay motherfucker. The fifth Die Hard film is rated R, where he finds his son. It's terrible, by the way. And he doesn't say it. Like, they mute it. They don't say the yippee-ki-yay thing. The son says it, or it's, like, muted a little bit. And I was like...
Well,
like,
PG-13...
just say the fucking line.
PG-13 films are allowed one fuck.
Well, they saved it for the right time.
Yeah.
Because that's the time I would say it. It was just, it's tough to bring in these 80s characters into... the cell phone era, like John McClane. I mean, I like it. It's a character that like we'll really never have again.
Right.
The alpha male. And get the job. Oh, like Lethal Weapon, like, God damn it. How many times I got to tell you, McClane, you blew up 5 buildings and crashed 18 cars. It's like, well, I caught him, didn't I?
Last Action Hero makes fun of that pretty good. Did you ever see Last Action Hero with Schwarzenegger?
No.
That was one of my favorite movies growing up.
Does he talk like this?
Of course he does.
Nice.
So basically, the kid gets a magic ticket.
Okay.
And he's watching his favorite movie, which is Arnold Schwarzenegger's movie. I forget the name of it. And he goes into the movie. And Arnold Schwarzenegger doesn't know that he's a movie star. He thinks it's his real life.
Okay.
And then anything that happens in the movie is really happening to him. And then they come back into reality, and then Schwarzenegger doesn't have his powers like he does in the movie. Oh. And he meets himself as Arnold Schwarzenegger at the premiere of the new. It's cool.
All right, that's interesting. No,
you gotta watch it. It actually aged decently.
I like a lot of Schwarzenegger films.
Yeah, Danny DeVito's in it. He plays a cartoon cat.
Okay.
In the movie.
All right.
Like it's fucking
like,
great.
I don't know what to picture in this film.
Yeah, there's a lot of like movie references in it.
Okay.
It's cool.
All right. Do you have it?
Ooh, I don't.
Okay.
I had the game on Nintendo or Sega rather. That was fun. But I think it's on Netflix.
Okay.
It's on something. We watched. Me and Kayla watched it recently.
Is there anything else you want to say about Bruce? I'm trying to think. Like
Bruce, you've had a really good career. I know you're watching this right now. I applaud you for it, and thank you. And good luck with everything. Is that what you meant?
No, I just meant like film-wise. I can't think of his whole filmography. It's just such a wide. He's been in. The guy's been in fucking everything.
What was that movie with Goldie Hawn?
Goldie Hawn?
Hawn, sorry.
Goldie Hawn.
Goldie Hawn.
Hawn.
Goldie Hawn and what the fuck's her name? Where they die, but they can't die, and they're fighting over him.
No idea.
That was a good one.
If I haven't
That's
seen
a comedy from the 90s.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I don't really know too much of Bruce Willis's comedic side. I just know when they have him like covered in blood, running around shoeless.
Yeah. God, I gotta look it up. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'll take it.
You can look it up. Do whatever you want.
Was
he in any other Tarantino films? Just Pulp Fiction, right? It wasn't in Kill Bill.
12 Monkeys. That wasn't Tarantino, but 12 Monkeys was a good movie. Death Becomes Her.
Okay. No, negative.
Meryl Streep, Goldie Hawn.
Of course, Meryl Streep. She's in fucking everything too. And they can't keep that woman off a film set. And everything she does, she gets nominated for an Oscar. Like, oh my god.
Armageddon.
Oh yeah, fantastic. I love it. That was Michael Bay at his best. So ridiculous.
His best movie that he's ever made, and one of the best films ever made. The Fifth Element. I love that movie. Again, nostalgia.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I watched it and I was a little bit older.
We rewatched it.
Mila Jovovich and Chris Tucker, everything about it, including Gary Oldman, who's buried in that film somewhere. He's
the main villain.
Yeah, I know. It just feels so hokey.
Yeah.
I can't get behind it. And I dig Mystery Science Theater. Like, I don't need a lot to run with the movie. I think I just saw it too late in life.
I love it.
Yeah, I don't know. Everything about it, I was just like, fuck this movie.
Chicken. Good.
Yeah, it was weird. It's a cool premise. He was like a futuristic cab driver. I'm waiting. I hope I live long enough in the future where I can hail a flying cab 5 feet in the air. Where to, bud? The psychiatrist.
Oh man.
How far in are we in this episode? Can we shift topics for a little bit?
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Okay. So we don't want to do another filmography episode right away because they end up taking a little bit. So I like how this episode is going. It's flowing. We got it, Lucy.
Bullshit.
I did want to talk a little bit since we were talking horror about Rob Zombie. I guess if we're going to talk about a director, he's doing the Munsters, like a movie.
Did you see any of the set shots?
A little bit. I mean, that's interesting. I just wonder what role his wife's going to play.
It's rated PG, though, isn't it?
Is it? Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, good for him. You know what? It might not work. Eli Roth recently tried to do a movie, I think it was with Jack Black, called like The House with the Clocks on the Walls or something.
That was Eli Roth?
Yeah. Yeah, I know, right?
Someone gave him that budget?
I don't know why.
Interesting.
Yeah, tried to shift it away.
I mean,
well, you know
no
what?
offense to Eli Roth. He just hasn't really been working a lot.
Or the movies that he did work on, I didn't enjoy. Green Inferno and Knock Knock were terrible.
Because the way Hollywood works and these studios work, if you're not making money with the movies you make, they're not going to bet on you to spend their money and do that. So it's just interesting that they gave him that. Good for him. I mean, I'm glad. It's just interesting.
Yeah.
It's a very cutthroat industry.
I think,
honestly, I say that like we're part of it, but
I think James Wan had a lot to do with that because he's one of the most successful directors I could think of that came in with horror, Saw, and then he worked his way up. Death Sentence with Kevin Bacon, Dead Silence with Mark Wahlberg's brother Donnie, and
he doesn't even get his own Mark Wahlberg's brother.
Well, I wanted to set it so you know, and it's also being trivia.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's directing Aquaman.
Yeah.
You know, they entrusted him with a budget. He did Fast and the Furious. He doesn't have to do horror.
I was going to say he's more of a prolific producer now, but now that you're saying he's getting all these like top blockbuster films.
Well, I mean, what the fuck does the guy that's doing Jump Scare Conjuring have any knowledge about Aquaman? Like he's, you know, I mean, that movie's all CGI based.
He must have had a good pitch,
Jason Momoa can breathe underwater and God bless him.
Because I mean, imagine the hype in that circle of like, you're a director, you want a movie like this if you want money. So like he must have had a good pitch for what he wanted to do to get the film. And his name's James Wan, so yeah,
good for him. But I think that's where Rob Zombie's at right now in his career. Is like, listen, you know, I made some money, I know I'm batshit crazy, but let me make this PG movie. And they're like, all right, Rob, we'll trust you.
Apparently he had a really bad time on the set of Halloween.
Oh, yeah?
With like fighting with the studio.
Okay.
And he was like, fuck this. Like, I don't want to do this shit anymore.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, House of a Thousand Corpses. So I think he talked about it on Joe Rogan.
Okay.
He was working with Universal to do their like haunted house thing that they do. He was working with them to do that, and then out of that, they offered him to do a movie. Okay. And he's like, all right, cool. And he, I don't know if it's Halloween or if it was House of a Thousand Corpses, if that came first, and then they got, but regardless, like how House of a Thousand Corpses happened.
That's 03. And then,
right, so that was probably that.
Halloween's 06.
Yeah. And he was just like, yeah, let's do it. And then he kind of, obviously, if you see House of a Thousand Corpses, he had fucking full control of that. But it's just, it was, I don't know, I like House of a Thousand Corpses.
I'm glad that you brought it there. I was going to let you run your course with Halloween, so I didn't like step on your toes, but House of a Thousand Corpses, like I saw it online recently, and that's why I wanted to do a Rob Zombie episode, because I was really thinking about it, and I haven't thought about that film in a while. I will say, post-2000s, it's one of the best horror movies to be made. If you look at how horror is from the 70s with how slow, I'll be the first to say it, John Carpenter's Halloween is fucking slow. Yeah. Very slow. Then we get into the 80s, and it's a totally different vibe with nudity and the soundtrack and naked women again, you know, the nudity and the killers or whatever. And then in the 90s it becomes a little bit smarter with Scream and sets and stuff. When this came out, there really wasn't a lot of horror movies leading up to it.
It was a very experimental film,
and the market wasn't overly saturated at that time. You were getting like, it was leading off of like Anaconda, Lake Placid, monster movies. This movie came out, and to this day, I'm hoping to rewatch it sometime this week. I might rent it or something if I can't find it streaming.
I think I have it on DVD.
It's fucking disturbing.
Yeah.
There's so much about it that makes me like, wow.
Yeah.
You know, I can't think of a movie off the top of my head like, all right, if your car breaks down and you're in this town, it's such a good, mythos, everything about it. It's like, What the fuck?
Dr. Satan.
Sid Haig is great in it.
Sid Haig
you know,
is great.
the character, a little
What's his name
trivia note, he's also the judge in Jackie Brown in like the opening 20 minutes. If you rewatch it, you see him like slam the gavel and he sentenced her after Michael Keaton busts Pam Grier. But he's a great character as the clown. What the hell's the clown's name?
Don't.
Captain Spaulding.
Captain Spaulding. Chris Hardwick's in it.
Also, so it's the guy that plays Dwight Schrute.
Yeah, Rainn Wilson.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So
Great cast.
That movie has two different modes where it's like, okay, it's the house, and we're dealing with that, and you know the scene, sir. When we get to the last 25 minutes and that film switches
With
gear,
Dr. Satan?
where they lower them into the pit,
Oh, okay.
fucking intense and insane. Something about that, watching someone get like operated on and they're like tied up or something, it's horrifying to me.
Yeah.
It's the most graphic thing I could think to see. And that movie came along and just didn't give a fuck. We're like, we don't want good reviews. We don't give a shit if anyone sees it. We don't even have big names in it. But you will not forget this film. And I never have.
It was very reminiscent of like his music videos too. Like,
White Zombie, titled Dracula. Well, that was his
White
first
Zombie
band,
was
White
very
Zombie, and
old,
then Rob Zombie,
excuse me. Yeah, it was a great movie. It was a great movie.
Just, it was so original.
I
haven't seen anything like it since.
No. And then he came out with what was it? Devil's Rejects.
Yeah, 2 years later.
And Devil's Reject was a much higher production, and it was produced better, I think, as like it seemed like a real movie.
I think that was House of a Thousand Corpses was his like directorial debut.
Right.
Like you could see so much of his music translated into that. I would say some of his inspiration too for that film is Oliver Stone. If you recall, like Natural Born Killers, where it cuts to music videos and it cuts to a totally different tint of an image. It's like, how much meth was the editor on that night? Because it's like, we're going to cut these scenes together, and it's like, has nothing to do with the other frame. The fuck are you editing them for? But
I thought Devil's Rejects was great.
At the time, I loved it.
Yeah. So I guess I can
like a solid 8,
I can compare it. I compare it to 28 Days Later being the gem that it is.
Okay.
And then them getting a huge budget, making 28 Weeks Later, and it not holding a fucking flame to the original. Whereas this one, the production and like it being an actual film was great. It was perfect. Because it was still Zombie's vision. It was just, it was a tighter production, it felt like.
I agree. You could definitely tell there's more money in there. It's also a heck of a lot brighter.
Yeah.
Because it takes place outside. It takes place like, almost like the morning after. And it's always tough to expand on an idea where it's like, all right, they're a family of fucking maniacs, and they catch people and they kill them in the basement. They sacrifice them to this guy that lives in the dirt, Dr. Satan. And then it's like, well, all right, I made a lot of money, Rob. What are you going to do next? And it's like, well, we're going to take that same batshit crazy family and have them on the run.
And it also made them like, so the first one you watch it and it's like, all right, this is just some fucking batshit crazy family out of a horror movie. And then Devil's Rejects comes out and it makes them personable.
Yeah.
You get to know them and it's like, all right, these are just these are real people.
It gives them friends and stuff.
It almost makes you fucking root for them.
That's what I'm saying with the Natural Born Killers callback, where it's like, how could you but America's rooting for you, like, yeah, you're serial killers.
This might be controversial, but Robert Downey Jr. is the best part of that movie.
And Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
As the war.
But Robert Lee Jr. Rob Downey Jr.
I saw shit go down in Grenada.
Was fucking hilarious in that movie.
Such a pompous douche.
Yeah. Excuse me.
The heck were we just talking? I got sidetracked.
Rob Zombie.
The ending of Devil's Rejects. Probably
shootout.
That's the second best time
Skinner
that you'll
playing.
Ever hear Leonard Skinner. The first being in Con Air when Steve Buscemi's like, they're not even playing it.
How ironic it is that they're playing of a band that died in a plane crash
while we're on a plane. Yeah.
Steve
And then the
Buscemi.
plane's going down, and Steve Buscemi's just sitting there. I got the whole world.
That is such a creepy scene. He's just there staring at this little kid. She has no fucking idea who this guy is.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And then when you see her at the end, she like
She's
waves to
waving.
the plane. It's like,
oh,
oh,
God,
thank
relief.
God. Thank God,
Yeah.
Steve. And then right after that, he got cast in an Adam Sandler movie. It's like, all right, we're going to have you play this weird pedo. And then...
I thought you meant in the Adam Sandler movie. I was like,
no, no. Yeah.
Why are you in jail? But the mailman, he was casting a spell on me.
God bless.
Maybe he was just waving.
There was a lot of sick stuff. That's Bill Moseley. This is a horror legend, like cult horror legend. He was in Texas Chainsaw Massacre too, where he's like burning and piece of metal, like touching a.
Because since Netflix did the requel, they also have all the other sequels on there.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah. So they have the one with. Fuck. Which one was it? The one with what we were talking about with Daddario.
Oh.
And
3D.
Kayla and I rewatched it, and Bill Moseley's in the beginning of it because they do like a flashback scene.
With the baby that's like outside the car. Or something. Mm-hmm.
And
you hear his voice.
Yeah, I mean, like it's literally like the day after the original. So it's cool. Like, and they didn't have the technology they have now, thank God, with like the whole remapping of the face.
Fake of the face. Yeah, interesting.
But it was cool.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't think many people realize he's in the original. I think people. I mean, at least I'm speaking from personal.
What original?
Personality. The original
like
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The sequel, he shines in.
Is he in the first one?
Yeah.
As the guy that's
his brother.
As the hitchhiker? No, right? I know he's in the second one. Chop Top Mosley.
Yeah.
Or that's his name, Chop Top, in that. I didn't know he was in.
Tag.
I didn't know he was in Tobe Hooper's, like the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I'm almost positive. I'm about to check it right now.
All right. So. Well, while you're checking it, I think those are Rob Zombie's only two good films, to be honest. And we could talk about the rest of his filmography.
I liked Halloween.
I didn't care for it that much. I mean, it was very violent, and it came at a time where it was like we're gonna really take horror and we're gonna shake it and make it brutal again. And he did, but
maybe he wasn't.
I'm in no rush to watch that again. And the second one, I totally forgot about that.
I'm sorry, I apologize. I was completely wrong.
He's in the second one, right? That's
he is in the second one. I could have swore he was in the first one, but it's Edwin Neal who plays the hitchhiker.
Okay. Ev wins again.
He was in Night of the Living Dead, though.
All right.
They're coming for you, Barbara.
Did you see the sequel to Halloween, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2?
Uber violent. I loved it.
Yeah? Maybe I got to watch it then. I didn't even bother. I was like, I'm good on this.
Uber violent.
Yeah.
What's her name's in it? Oh, God. Octavia Spencer.
Okay. What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And she plays a nurse.
Oh, no.
And she gets the fucking works.
Okay.
Yeah. It's brutal.
All right. You have to check it out then.
Yeah. It's better than the first one.
Okay.
Besides the whole, like, he has a sequence where he keeps seeing his mom buy a white horse. It's like a daydream of his, which is whatever. But
would he steal that from Blade Runner?
Maybe, I don't know.
Harrison Ford.
But I enjoyed both of his. And then like what's her name? Who plays Laurie? So her and I'm terrible with names, but the girl that was in the fourth Halloween, Curse of Michael Myers.
Yeah, I don't know.
She's in it.
Okay.
And she's playing Laurie's friend in the first one. She's in it too. But they're both survivors, and Laurie just turns into this fucking goth chick who's like so dark and everything like that because of everything that happened. Which, I mean, if you went through an ordeal like that, I mean, it'd probably do some psychological damage to you. But
okay,
I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed them.
Maybe I'll have to give it a shot.
Yeah.
I totally missed it. I was like, I didn't bother.
Well, Ken Fore's in the
first one. That's where he gets the suit.
Yeah,
that was cool. I like that. You know, like how did he get the suit?
Yeah,
how's he get the knife? That was fun. I don't know chronologically what Rob Zombie did next, but I know one of the next movies
31.
No, Lords of Salem.
Oh, Lords of Salem, that's right. You know what? I didn't like Lords of Salem the first time I watched it.
Oh my God.
I didn't like it. I was like, all right, it is what it is. Like, we'll wait for Zombie's next one. I rewatched it again with Kayla. It was actually pretty decent. I don't know. The second time I watched it, I enjoyed it.
Oh, you know what? Okay, let's spice this podcast up right now. I've only seen it once. I probably would never watch it again. I thought it was fucking horrible. Terrible. Like, everything about it, I didn't enjoy. It wasn't scary. It wasn't funny. There was nothing good. It was dark. Like, enlighten me. What did you like about it? Because I've only seen it the once, and it's been 10 years, but I was just like, this is his worst movie. Like,
I honestly couldn't pinpoint why I enjoyed it. Like, but it was like, there were some really creepy shots in it. Like, when she's in the apartment and the witch is just standing there up on the counter. And, like, just the imagery of it, like, some of it... Yeah, like some of it goes on for way too long, and it's like, all right, let's fucking end the scene.
The movie
and go
itself goes on for way too long.
I'm not saying that I rewatched it and thought, oh, this is like his best film. But I rewatched it and I appreciated it 10 times more than I did the first time I watched it.
Okay.
I feel like the first time I watched it, I didn't even finish it because I wasn't enjoying it. But
yeah,
like you get that whole sequence with the devil's dick.
That's where his wife's wearing dreads. And the neighbor or something, I couldn't get a grasp on the movie. And I don't mind when things are edited to be dark. I don't mind that at all. Like, all right, let's go. I could enjoy that. It just wasn't cool. It wasn't a good movie, period. It would take a lot for me to have to rewatch that. And I think Rob Zombie's...
Do you want to rewatch it?
No, fuck no. His filmography has been a sharp slope down. Since Devil's Rejects. I will say, I like House of a Thousand Corpses, and then Devil's Rejects it's cool. The production's a lot better. You could tell the budget's there. And after that, no. 31. Did you love it? Like it a little bit?
I didn't love it. I enjoyed it for what it was. I have it on Blu-ray if you want to borrow it.
No, I've seen it.
Okay.
I did not like
watch it again.
I know they got Malcolm McDowell in there.
Yeah.
I thought it should have been cool.
Yeah.
I feel like it just kind of came out in that.
It was a little bit of a disappointment.
It came out in that Purge era, Ethan Hawke's Purge, where it's just like, well, you know, I can't really think of a good serial killer. So let's think of a setting where many people can get murdered.
What's his name was good in it?
The main clown?
Yeah. I forget his name.
He was really
also
good.
On Halloween.
He was also cast in 3 from Hell. The next.
Was he? Oh, yeah, that's right.
He's in that. I liked him in 31. 31, I'm going to give like a 5. But to be honest, again, I wouldn't rewatch it.
Yeah.
I'm not really crazy about like his style.
Right.
I think House of a Thousand Corpses was like the encapsulation of it. Like, it's dark, it's gritty, it's so fucking bizarre you can't help but watch it, and you'll never forget a movie like this. And now he's just trying to do it like with these one-off films, like 31. How many hours am I gonna watch someone just get beat to death?
That's true.
You know, there was just nothing to build up on, and
3 from Hell was just.
You could say it. I feel like I haven't heard you. We're 6 podcasts in. I haven't heard you say like that movie was terrible, horrible yet.
Yeah,
now I'm always over here and I'm like, fucking dog shit.
I feel I'm not as. I might feel it, but I'm not as critical, I guess. I don't know.
I just feel like life is short, and for me, like if I watch the movie, cool, and it better be good for me to rewatch.
My grudge is that because we make movies. At the low level that we're doing it, so we know like we're literally doing fucking everything, whereas these films get crazy budgets and they have someone who is the head of every single department of this movie working together, and they fall short, and that's like depressing, you know, like that upsets me. But like, I don't know, I didn't like what is it? I can't even remember the fucking name of it.
3 from Hell.
3 from Hell.
Well, I'll tell you where it starts, and I don't mean to like fluff director writer like a pop film's our job's up. It starts with the screenplay. If you got a dog shit screenplay, you're not gonna. It doesn't matter who's directing it. It's gonna be garbage. And I know we watch films differently, where I judge them on who is the character, what is the arc, and what are they doing in every scene, and what are they talking about? And I know, and like I could appreciate, I think that's why we work so well together, where you'll watch something that's like, man, the camera work and how it looks, like it just looks great or whatever. Like Rob Zombie's films have their own little world.
That's where the like our crossroads, because like I will think a movie is terrible, but at the same time, if it's fucking beautiful, I'll give it the points. But
I dig that. Just,
3 from Hell was neither a good story nor was it shot.
Can't even call it a cash grab because I don't think it made that much money.
It didn't at all.
I appreciate that he's passionate about horror movies, where it's like, I want to do this stuff. I have a vision.
Right.
But I mean, I'm just done.
So he actually worked on this film for 2 years.
Which
he
one?
wanted to do a movie about the Broad Street Bullies.
The hockey team?
Yes.
Yeah.
From Philly. And he did like 2 years worth of research, wrote the script, rewrote it, thinking it was going to be made, and then it just fell through. And he was like depressed after that. I would be too. You spend 2 fucking years of your life working on something and then it just disappears. But that probably would have been an interesting segue for him.
Yeah.
From going from these crazy out-of-pocket horror movies to doing like a semi-true story adaptation. Like,
I think there's nothing wrong with it. Someone just needs to get him into like an AA type setting and be like, Rob, it's okay. You're never going to over Rob Zombie yourself. You did it. You came out and you had the mother load. And now everything is just insane for insanity's sake. There's nothing driving it. It just feels empty. It feels like trash, to be honest. And I'm done subjecting myself to these Rob Zombie movies thinking like, oh, he's part of the Splat Pact.
Yeah, whatever that is.
Which was like Neil Marshall from The Descent.
Eli Roth. Wasn't Tarantino in it too?
I don't know. I wouldn't consider that. But so to compliment Rob Zombie, I'm a fan of his music and just how he is as an artist. It's such a fucking cool look. And he's also a huge vegan, he and his wife.
Now he is, yeah.
Yeah. I'm interested in the Munsters.
Yeah.
Give him a project that he could have some production into. There's no reason that he should just be sitting there chain smoking cigarettes and be like, how can I make this so disgusting no one will watch it?
It's a perfect universe for him too, I think.
Yeah.
Because I mean that's where he draws all of his inspiration from, like all of those classic horror shows and everything like that.
I agree.
Yeah, it'll probably be good. I probably won't enjoy it because of the rating. Because I mean,
PG?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll watch it.
You could. I mean, to be honest, like it was a sitcom show.
Yeah.
So the humor should be. I'd like to see if in the production of it, if they're going to include a laugh track, like in the actual movie itself, where something happens and it's like, ha ha ha, you hear people laughing.
So, side note, completely irrelevant to what we're talking about. I heard that Christina Ricci is going to be reprising her role as Wednesday.
Okay.
In something Addams Family related. But that's interesting.
I guess.
Maybe, hopefully. She was really good in Yellow Jackets.
Okay.
She played just this batshit crazy chick.
You haven't seen it?
Oh, it's such a good show. It's on Showtime. But it's worth the watch. It's a great fucking show.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in between shows.
I'll give you my my Showtime account.
Okay.
So you can watch it because I think you'd really enjoy it.
I'm like the blob of streaming sites. Where I don't pay for anyone, but I got.
I heard that Netflix is cracking down on that. They've been saying they're going to do it for the longest time, but apparently, like if you use it on 2 different IP addresses, they like charge you.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I don't blame them.
I don't either, but I mean,
it's taking so long. Like obviously, dude.
Well, that's the thing. They're spending so much money at this point that they're like, we need every single cent that we can possibly get.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
But yeah. So, do you want the premise of the show?
Yeah, sure.
So it's about a high school soccer team going to like states or some championship, and their plane crashes on an island. and it bounces back from present day to back when they were actually on the island.
Okay.
And it's their survival, and weird shit starts happening on the island.
Is this Lost?
It's honestly better than it's not better than Lost, but it's a different feeling.
Is it a more graphic?
Very.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It was done on Showtime, so they could do a lot more than what Lost did.
Okay. Because for me, sir, the even though it's like dates, it was TV, sitcom TV kind of. Lost, the first 2 seasons, the writing
impeccable
is amazing.
J.J. Abrams.
It's on par with what Vince Gilligan was doing with Breaking Bad.
Okay.
I look at the way that Breaking Bad is, and just with how they attach these little things, character development and stuff.
Yeah.
Vince Gilligan is just like a muse for me, like an inspiration, like how he approaches a project. And now with Better Call Saul, which admittedly I'm not into it. I just was I'm not a big TV
good.
guy, so it's not the show's fault.
So good.
It's just amazing to see how his brain works. I mean, good Lord. So, all right, maybe and Yellow Jackets is on Showtime?
Yes.
Yeah, give us the password.
I gotta figure out what it is.
Okay.
But yeah.
All
I don't
right.
really watch a lot of Showtime. But that one, my brother suggested it. So
Okay.
my brother has good taste.
Nice.
He usually suggests some good stuff. So I take his word for it.
I hope he's watching this podcast.
Maybe.
That would include and only compliment his good taste. Wink. I just winked.
I don't know.
Are we at an hour mark?
More than likely, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I feel like this was a good episode.
It was a fun back and forth bullshit.
And we'll get
episode.
back into like director filmography. I wanted to take a little break. And
I want to talk about Fincher.
I want to do a Wes Anderson and
a bone to pick
David
with you.
Fincher episode.
Yes,
So
Fincher.
that'll
I
be
think Fincher is. If I had to pinpoint it and I had to like have a definitive answer, Fincher might be my favorite director.
Good boy.
Yeah.
Let's end this episode on a good note. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I actually really looking forward to, because I know his filmography. He's more of a current director, music videos in the post 90s.
And his filmography isn't fucking 30 pages long like Scorsese.
A little bit.
You're gonna meet me.
Cool. How do you want to wrap this episode up? You got anything you want to?
I will say it again. Please watch our short film, Annex 2. It just came out. And then watch all of our other short films, all in the same playlist. Share, like, comment, subscribe. Please subscribe. Please watch our film, Dead County, if you have some spare time.
He's
It's on Tubi for free.
You got to now.
Yeah.
Please.
And other than that, I got nothing.
Cool.
Would you like to say anything, sir?
No, I feel pretty. Actually, I had a beer during this episode, so I'm ready. I'm gonna.
We have a lot more shorts on the way too. Like I'm really excited for the lineup that we have.
I know. Yeah, it feels good.
Mm-hmm. It does. It's freeing. Bye.
Bye.